What's up, everybody? This is Investing Sensei here to bring you another episode in the series of how many shares of a certain company do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 every single week. These videos are definitely fun to record because you guys are providing the companies you guys want me to cover, but we try to actually pull up the company or ticker symbol, read about the company profile, look at the charts a little bit, the performance overall, and then we look at the dividend scorecard, and we actually pull up the calculator, crunch some numbers, and see how many shares, or in total how much would you have to have invested, and then we wrap up the video with the dividend yield, kind of like looking at when the best opportunity was to enter the position. But in this episode we will be going over QYLD, which is the next one on the list. So if there's one on the list, or I guess there's not one on the list that you want me to cover and I haven't covered in the past, let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to add it, and we'll eventually get to it. But we will pull up Seeking Alpha, guys. So QYLD, Global X Funds, Global X NASDAQ 100 Covered Call ETF, currently trading about $15.78. If we actually pull up the company profile, or I guess the fund profile, we can actually read a little bit about them. So Global X Funds, Global X NASDAQ 100 Covered Call ETF is an exchange traded fund launched and managed by Global X Management Company LLC. The fund invests in public equity markets of global region. The fund invests directly in through derivative and stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors. It uses derivatives such as options to create its portfolio. It invests in growth and value stocks of large cap companies. That is pretty great. It seeks to track the performance of the CBOE NASDAQ 100 by right V2 index by using full replication technique. Global X Fund Global X NASDAQ 100 Covered Call ETF was formed on December 11th, 2013. And if we look at the fund details, non-traditional equity is the fund type. Issuer is Global X Funds. Inception, they were started around December 11th, 2013, and expense ratio is about 0.60%. And then on the AUM, which actually stands for assets under management, you'll see that this is actually a 6.33 billion. If we look actually back at the company or the ETF itself, we can look at the year to date. You'll see that they are actually down about 0.38%. On the 1 year, they're down 28.89%, which is quite a bit. But in general, the overall market at the current time is actually down. If we look at the 5 year, they're actually down even more, so 36.62%. Not pretty great there. If we look at the 10 year here, you'll see that it's actually not showing any returns, or in general how much they're down, but you can just see the downtrend is actually going down. So if you had invested back in 2014, it started about $25, you would have been probably right around a little bit less than half of your capital appreciation on it, not including the payouts that they do pay out on the dividends. 52-week range, you'll see that 52-week low is $15, and then high on the 52-week range is $22.20. They are trading closer to the low of the 52-week range. Expense ratio again is 0.60%. Dividend frequency is monthly, so they pay out every month. Dividend rate is $2.19. Yield is 13.75%, and then assets 6.33 billion. If we pull up here, guys, the dividend scorecard, we can actually scroll down a little bit to the dividend summary. Again, you'll see that the dividend yield is pretty high. It's about 13.75%. And then annual payout is $2.19. 5-year CAGR is 4.28%, pretty low there. There's actually nothing on dividend growth there. And again, they are monthly dividend payouts here, which they pay out about 16 cents every single month. This company, or I guess ETF in general, it has been in a downtrend, so make sure you trade with caution on this one. But let me pull up the calculator, and we can start crunching some numbers so we can kind of see how much you'd have to own of this company. So the first one we want to calculate is $1,000 a month. There's actually $1,000 is what we want to make a month, right guys? There's 12 months in a year, so we multiply that. So in general, for the annual year, we need to make $12,000 to achieve our goal of $1,000 a month. You're actually going to divide the 12,000 by the annual payout, which is $2.19, which is right here. Divide that. This will actually give you the total number of shares that you need to own to achieve this goal. So we need to own 5,479 shares to make about roughly $1,000 a month. And then you can actually scroll up here and look at the dividend, or I guess the share price. Multiply the current number of shares times the share price, so $15.80. And this will give you the total amount you need to have invested. So roughly about $86,575 is kind of what you have to have invested, and you would roughly be making about $1,000 a month. Again, remember, look at the charts, and you saw that if you had invested $86,000 back in 2014, the value of this ETF would really be worth about maybe $50-ish thousand dollars. So be cautious with that. You want to get capital appreciation as well dividends. That's typically a good dividend growth company. Again, this is an ETF, but just in general, so just be cautious with that. But a quick way to calculate this again, guys, is you could actually take the 12,000 divided by the dividend yield, which is 13.75, and this would give you roughly around the same amount we got, which is about $87,272. So rough estimate there, but that's a quick way to calculate that. Let's go ahead and do $100 every single month. Typically these are a little bit more achievable because you do need a lot less capital. So honestly, you could actually take the previous answer and divide it by 10. But we're just going to crunch the numbers. So 100 times 12, because there's 12 months in a year. So for the year, we need to make 1,200. Divide that by the annual payout to get the number of shares you need. So you need about roughly 547 shares, and you'd be making about $100 a month. Multiply this times the current share price, $15.80. And you need about $8,657 to make about $100 every single month. Again, quick way to calculate this is you could take the amount you need to make annually divided by the dividend yield, which is 13%, almost 14%, and you'll see we roughly get about $8,727. Let's do the last one, which is $100 every single week. I think this one would be pretty nice because everybody would love an extra additional $100 every single week to spend, or reinvest, or if they're retired. But $100 we're gonna make every single week. There's actually 52 weeks in a year, so you multiply that. So annually we need to make about $5,200. So you actually divide this by the annual payout, and that will give us the total number of shares we need. So about 2,374 shares is what we need. You can then multiply this times the current share price, which is $15.79. And you'll see that we need to have about $37,492 invested in this ETF to achieve about $100 every single week. Quick way to calculate this again, guys, is 5,200 divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see about $37,000. Pretty cool there. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video by going over the dividend yield. So you'll see here, this is the dividend yield. As you'll see, it'll fluctuate depending on the time. This is the 5-year kind of chart. So you'll see back in 2018 it was doing around 9-10% dividend yield. and it's actually been going up, and I'm pretty sure that is because the price of the ETF in general has been going down. And yeah, let me know if you guys own this company, I guess ETF, I don't know why I keep saying company, but ETF, in the comment section. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts on this. And yeah, I'm not invested in it, but seems pretty interesting that they do sell covered calls. I love selling covered calls on my Schwab and my growth portfolio. Great way to generate extra income. But anyways, guys, this is all I have. Again, don't forget to subscribe with that notification if you have not done so. Definitely would appreciate it as well if you drop a big thumbs up on the video. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye, guys.